Alright, what's up everybody, it's Sam from Zrodder Maybe Bet. In this video I'll be doing my card predictions for UFC Fight Night 206, Holm versus Vieira. As always, let's start off recapping the latest card, what was the profit or loss, and then let's get on to the picks, the bets, and then on to the breakdowns, right? So I also owed you guys from UFC 274 because the last time I recorded that had not finished yet. So I basically broke even on when I presented online, right? I also have the props, which I can show you guys at the end of the video if you're interested to that. This is part of the Patreon, so if you're interested to hear the props and what else I can offer you as part of the Patreon, stick until the end. And for the last card of FN 36, Ricci and Vlahovic, I ended up profiting 3.2 units, so it was quite nice profit. And this is overall how it looks throughout the year, 24.4 units of profit. And if I'm gonna compare all the money that I bet, it's nearly 400% up until this point. All right, so let's get into the breakdowns for this one. Actually, let me just hide this UFC 74 here. Let's get into this 6. By the way, if you're interested in accessing this material, it's also part of the Patreon. So again, stick until the end, I'll show you how to get the best from this. Right? So between Omar Morales, and this is not the entire card, guys. I'm recording this as of now because I got the time. The rest of the picks and potential bets also again part of the Patreon. Omar Morales and Uros Medic, I'm picking Morales but not betting. Chidi and Njokuani and Dusko Todorovic, I'm picking Chidi, not betting. Tabatha, Ricci and Polyana Vieira, picking Ricci, quite confident. I'm betting fairly decent in there. Yong, Park and Eryk Anders. I'm picking Park but not betting. Michel Pereira and Santiago Ponzinibbio, I'm picking Pereira, not betting. Felipe Colares and Chase Hooper, picking Colares, also quite confident in there. Another quite nice bet for me. Jailton Almeida and Parker Porter, I'm picking Almeida but not betting. Holm and Vieira, I'm picking Holm but not betting. So let's get into the breakdowns, guys. Again, I'm gonna try to run fairly quickly from those that I'm not betting, but for those that I'm betting, I'm gonna try to give a little bit more details. So between these two girls, as I said, my biggest bet in Ricci. This is fairly easy to break down in my opinion. Vieira, she's pretty good. I mean, she has lots of potential, right? She's lean, she's fit, she hits fairly hard, right? She has a good ground game, she's sharp on the feet. What's the problem with Vieira? Basically, it's her approach to the game, right? One fight she comes and performs well, then the next fight she goes and just let the fight slip through her hands, right? She lost to Hannah Cyphers, which was really interesting. She also got a very nice win against Whitmire. She pushed the pace and just submitted her, then she won against Mallory Martin. But you can see that Vieira, she kind of accepts get taken down, and then she plays the guard game. But again, she's good, but it's nothing that she's super active. And then after that, she keeps pushing the pace and breaks the other girl. She's more like waiting and trying to find openings. Again, and more to that, I was taking a look on her Instagram to see how much she posts in terms of her training. Looks like she doesn't post much. She posts more like like pictures, trying to enjoy life and this type of things. Nothing wrong with that, but I'm just not sure if she's really actually training hard for this one. On the other hand, we have Tabatha Ricci, who's her nickname is Baby Shark. The baby part is just because she's small, but she's a shark in there. She comes forward hard, she hits fairly hard, and her ground game is legit. She keeps pushing, she's tenacious in there. So, I don't know, man, I think Vieira could find some submission against Ricci, but I don't see much because Ricci, again, she trains hard and she's a good grappler herself. So to me, it's basically Tabatha Ricci here all day. I think she's gonna push the pace from the beginning, and I see actually she been able to break Vieira from the second. I think I'm betting Ricci, like I told you guys. I think she finishes Vieira actually, so to me it makes lots of sense to bet her. Plus, I'm interested betting her on the round 2 or round 3, Tabatha Ricci. Especially round 3, I expect that those odds to be very interesting. So Tabatha Ricci, my pick here inside of the distance, but probably an extra prop for me in round 2 and round 3. Okay. Omar Morales and Uros Medic. This is an interesting one. I was tempted to bet Medic, but I decided to pass on this one. Morales more solid, right? He used to be a featherweight, but such a big featherweight, he's also probably gonna be a very big lightweight. He likes to push the pace, march guys down, pretty well rounded, has a decent top game. Also not easy to take this guy down. I mean, he's a veteran. He fights like a veteran, aggressive, but not like overzealous or something. He has pace aggression, so he comes forward in a nice way, setting up traps and all of that. Uros Medic came with a lot of hype, right? He got finished his last fight. I think he fought pretty well, to be honest. I liked his approach. He was more calm in there, not just coming forward like guns blazing, this type of thing. I think Medic has a legit chance here, to be honest, guys. I think he could control the range and, basically fight Morales. And Medic is younger. He's a big guy for the division. He's fit. He's leaning there. And he's under a good camp. So to me, Uros Medic could definitely win this one. By the odds, actually, let me fix this one here. I have Morales like minus 130 just because I'm rewarding his veteran skills and experience a little bit more. But this is nearly a pick 'em, guys. I don't know. I don't have a good read on this one, especially because Medic, he used it to finish fights too quickly, right? In the last case, he got finished quite quickly. So we can't tell much what he's gonna be his approach in the later rounds. So I got a favor Morales due to that, but I could definitely see Medic hanging in there, winning a decision or even finishing Morales. Not much a chance. Morales is tough, but also I think Medic has a little bit more chance for the finish too. Okay, but I'm gonna pass on this one. Jun Park and Eryk Anders, another interesting one. Anders known to be a super tough guy in there, very big middleweight, comes forward, sets up the powerful left hand and just muscle guys to the ground and goes for heavy ground and pound. Jun Park, much more technical in his approach, good striking, good calf kicks, straight punches, counter striking. He's very good in there. He also has a decent wrestling game. Alright, he's not easy to submit or anything, tough to hold him down. Park should win here, guys, but I'm not ruling Anders totally out of this because of the size and because of he's a fairly aggressive fighter. So I like it the way he approaches. So to me, Anders has a chance in case he gets to the clinch and can impose his physical skills. And if Anders can do that, like hold get Park to the ground or at least make a physical matchup, make a dog fight inside, he has a chance. But at these odds, I think it's quite correct. I think Anders is not that much of an underdog, like plus 200 dog. So if you're gonna force me to bet, I probably would go Anders because I think there's a little value in him. But rather than that, I think to me it's a pass. I'm actually interested in Anders by decision because I don't think he finishes Park as much power as he has. Park has an iron chin, right? I know he got finished, but I still believe he has a strong chin, and Anders is not gonna be able to just tee off on him because Park can take him to the ground and all of that, right? So I think Park wins this, but I'm not betting. Michel Pereira and Santiago Ponzinibbio, another high-level fight here. Ponzinibbio aggressive, takes the center of the octagon, keeps marching guys down, moves the head inside, lots of traps, good leg kicks, good strikes. He's fighting Pereira, who is a very creative fighter in there, super tough and physical guy for the division. I'm back and forth here again, guys. Pereira can do a little bit of everything, can use good kicks. There's all those acrobatics, and he now uses that to his advantages, being effective. So I don't know, pick your side here. I think that Pereira has a little bit more chances for the finish, right? If he starts seeing off Ponzinibbio, we know that he can be finished. And Pereira is much more creative, those flying knees and spinning stuff, and he goes to the body. He's very dangerous, but if this goes the distance, it's basically a pick-em because we know that Ponzinibbio gonna keep taking the center of the octagon and coming forward. So maybe a bet here that interests me, fight go the distance if the price is right, or maybe Ponzinibbio by decision or even Pereira by decision, depends on the betting line, right? So, but as of now, I'm gonna be passing on this one. Jailton Almeida and Parker Porter. Pretty easy to break this one down. Almeida just comes, he used to be so physical, like heavyweight, tall, and just muscle guys down and take top position and goes hard from there. Porter is a big heavyweight, but I don't know, he's not that athletic, right? I think he can easily get taken down here. Almeida probably just gonna shoot and take top position and hammer him. I don't see much else rather than that. Only if Almeida, for some reason, cannot finish Porter, and then Porter can, Almeida guesses, then Porter has a chance. But I don't see much rather than that. I think if you like Porter, as surprising as it sounded, I think it has to be by decision because I don't think he finishes Almeida. If Almeida guessing, he wouldn't get finished. So maybe Porter, if you like him by decision from something like plus 700, even more. But I think Almeida is a strong pick here. But the line is there. He's like what, minus 600, minus 700 in the bookies. So I think to me it doesn't make much sense to bet this one. Chidi and Njokuani and Dusko Todorovic. This is a good one. We know that Chidi is a high-level kickboxer, Muay Thai fighter, very dangerous with that range. Great kicks to the legs, to the head. Great check hooks, straight punches. He also is a very experienced fighter at this point. No longer easy to take this guy down and just dominate him from top. He has quite decent escapes in there, even though obviously people have to fight him in close ranges, otherwise you're just gonna get picked up and finished by Njokuani. Dusko, known for his from his clinch game, he likes to get inside, throw bombs in there, and take to the ground or just use work guys on the clinch. I don't know, guys. I think it's a quite tough matchup for Dusko here. I think Chidi gonna pick him apart at range, and when Dusko closes the gap, I think he's gonna eat some shots on the way. Plus, he's gonna eat knees, unless Dusko can take it to the ground and hold top position and hold the Chidi there and hammer from the top. I don't think Dusko has much of a chance, but on the other hand, I think the price is there. I think Dusko is a tough guy. He will try, and if it goes the distance, it could be close, right? Because we know that Dusko is aggressive. So that's my concern here to bet on betting Chidi. I think I would bet Chidi like on minus 150, this type of range. But as of now, I think the safest thing is to pass, or maybe bet Chidi by knockout, something like that, right? Because I don't see a submission for Chidi, and Dusko could submit Chidi, but not likely as well. So maybe Dusko by decision if you like him. I'll maybe do that because Dusko is an underdog here by decision, makes some sense to bet. But I'll see it when the line is open. Holm and Vieira in the main event. Actually, it was one missing here. Felipe Colares. I don't remember talking about Felipe Colares here. And I think I didn't upload this one here yet. So just real quick, Felipe Colares and Chase Hooper, which is a big bet for myself as well. So I think basically it's a pretty easy one to break down. Hooper is primarily a grappler. He's trying to evolve, but he's still quite far from there. He still carries a chin up, doesn't have much striking, to be honest. He then pulls guard or tries to go to the clinch, take it to the ground. He can't, he pulls guard. Very dangerous to do against Colares. Colares probably can even, out-grapple Hooper from the top. Colares is a legit black belt himself, but Colares is also the better wrestler of the two. Hits way harder. So I think Colares, he could fight smart. He's not the smartest fighter in there, but I think he'll try to fight smart, at least from the beginning. So I see him being able to crack Hooper to the body especially, and Hooper will probably try to engage with the grappling. Colares will take top position, do damage from there. Hooper in the second round gonna start fading. Not fading, but I think he's gonna start getting frustrated. Colares is gonna figure out his attacks and just gonna keep, marching him down and basically, winning the fight against Hooper here. Unless Hooper can find a submission, especially in the round 3, because Colares used it to go too hard in the first 2 and gas a little bit in the third. I think he's gonna fight smarter here. At least he fought smarter against Chris Gutierrez, so I think Colares will basically dominate this fight, unless again Hooper can find a submission, which I don't think is likely. So Colares here for me, another quite big bet. And in the main event, Holm and Vieira. This is rather an interesting fight. I think Vieira, she started off pretty well, but then she got knocked out, right, by Irene Aldanha. Then she didn't perform at her best yet. She started well against Yana Konitska, but then she also started getting challenged and couldn't get back to the fight. she tried, but she was not successful. Then against Misha Tate, she did a quite decent job. That disappointed me, that performance, even though she won. I don't know. I think Vieira at her best, she has a chance here because she's a little bit taller, and the range is pretty the same. They're actually quite about the same height. But I think Vieira has a chance. She has more power, and she has the credentials on the BJJ, and she has the judo base too. Kathleen Vieira at her best, she could, control the range and get to the clinch and win from there. Holm is much more experienced. She's a better kickboxer of the two. She also has a very strong clinch game. It's very difficult to take her down. She also has a decent top game. So you have to pick Holm here, but I don't know, man. At these odds, I don't like much betting Holm at minus 250. I think the bet here is, to me at least, will be a Vieira by decision because I don't see her finishing Holm. Holm is tough, and Vieira wouldn't be able to just tee off on her, and submission is possible, but Holm also has a very legit submission defense game. So probably my only bet here will be Vieira by decision. As an underdog, if I can catch her at plus 350, that's what I'm interested in. But you can definitely see Holm, being busier from the outside, scoring, and then Kathleen tries to get to the clinch. Holm is able to get the underhook, get some knees in, break, and repeat. I can see that. I think it's the most likely scenario. But nonetheless, Vieira being able to go physical, land the big shot and then keep the clinch. I also don't think it's likely, but it's not impossible. And in a 5-round fight, Vieira is also younger, a little bit taller, hits harder. So I think she has some chance. So to me, actually makes more sense to bet Vieira here by decision. So this will do for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you please like, subscribe, share with your friends. So just to finalize, if you'd like to join my Patreon, from $10, sometimes I release early, but especially I put some comments and the props and everything else exclusive on Patreon. For $10 and for the 50, you guys have access to this spreadsheet, obviously this one also that comes on the $10. And the props, let me show you guys first. For $10, there are some comments some posts that I do. Some people, obviously, you guys joining the Patreon can always chat with me, ask my opinion or anything I can help you guys with. I'm happy to do. So just here some thoughts that I have on props on UFC spin 36. So I said about Araujo by decision, Chukasian by decision, Angie Hill by decision didn't cash, Candelario and Tyre by decision, right? Rakic and Barroja didn't catch. Ryan Spanny side of the distance cashed too. I had a counter bet on Kutalava by decision. Andrei Petrovsky round 1 submission. That's why it cashed. Some people made quite nice money on this one. And another one here. Thoughts after the weightings that I put in here. So this, I think they look at solid. I was a little bit concerned about Chukasian. Actually, that fight was close. I increased my play on Araujo and Alon Nascimento. They cashed, but I also increased a bit on Angie Hill that didn't cash. So these things will happen. Obviously, they all have losses, but as you guys can see, by joining the Patreon, you also have access to some exclusive content. Hopefully, that helps you to profit greater. And the props that I told you guys, it is also part of the $50 tier. So what do you get the $50 tier? The full support to the channel. You have access to this, so it comes here first. You guys can also see how much I'm betting. And the props are line by line in here. So how much I bet on Nascimento by decision, Angie Hill, Araujo cashed, right? Chukasian by decision cashed. This bet cashed. This one cashed. This I lost. So Ryan Spanny side of the distance. Kutalava I lost. This one I lost. Ribas I also got a counter bet here as I felt it was close. This also I lost, and this Petrovsky by decision also cashed nicely. So in this one you guys can see in comparison to how much I'm betting. You guys can see everything that I'm doing and just take the best advantage to it. Alright? So again, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you please do like, subscribe, share with your friends. I'll talk to you next time. Sam from Zroder Bet, bring the best, most consistent and transparent betting strategy for you.